Hi there, my name's April Sawtell and welcome to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to start recycling some of the masks that I have. This is just a little small pile. I have quite a big bag I've made at the beginning of COVID. We're done with this little pile here. I'm just going to cut them up. I'm going to see what I can get for fabric, how much fabric I can get out of it, and then I'm just going to start making quilts. I have a lot of clothes that I just want to be done with. I mean, bags and bags. I feel like I want to just recycle them all. So I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm just going to do this for a while. I'm just going to keep recycling these clothes and see what I can get for quilts and how many quilts I can get out of it. I think it's going to be a fun little experience and experiment for myself. So I've always wanted to do it. I bought a lot of pieces of clothes intentionally to use as fabric. So now I'm just going to start cutting them down and seeing what I can do. But today what I want to do is I just want to see how much this little basket, how much fabric I'm going to get out of it that I can use. Now all of my masks have been washed, sterilized, bleached, they're nice and clean, and I'm just going to start cutting them up. So I'm going to take you along for the process. So let's get started. All I'm going to do is I have my iron out because I will iron and press everything as it's done. So I have a nice neat stack. I've got a rotary cutter, some scissors, a ruler, and a little bundle of fabric. These are just a little bundle of masks. Like I said, I have a whole big bag of them. But I'll start with this just to see what I can come up with. So this one here is already apart. I think I'm just going to tear that, and I'll just make a little pile, and then what I'll do is I'll just start pressing them. So I had made all of these through, during COVID. I'm just going to use my ruler and I'm going to cut all these edges off, all that elastic. And actually I don't always need the ruler now that I am starting here. I'm just going to cut right around all that. Just cut the seams out, and then I'll have my little pile here. In this one I had a seam down the middle. I think I will just cut that out as well. I'll cut on each side of it. And I love scrappy quilts, so this is going to be, I think, a lot of fun. A couple of years ago, I'd say 2 years ago, I went to a yard sale and the lady had like scrubs in every color and size and design. She had like lots of kids fabric. She must have been like a pediatric nurse too. Oh, she also loved Elvis. I have so much Elvis scrubs. And I bought that with the intention of doing something like this someday. So I guess this is the someday, and I'm pretty excited to start working on all of this. I went through my clothes recently, and my daughter had moved. She had given me a whole bunch of her clothes, and I do take all of my kids' clothes for the intention of someday breaking them down and putting them into fabric. So I'm very excited to start working on this. So I'm just going to cut all the seams off. Some of them, the seams are much, it'll be easier for me to tear that than to cut it. I won't have to use so much. And I'm just going to keep making piles. This one I didn't make. This one was one that was bought. I find that now I do wear masks sometimes still, and when I do, I find that I just have so many, the ones that you purchase they come in a box, and our in-laws right now are in the nursing home, so we're there a lot, and they're just there temporarily, and we're finding that we're getting quite an accumulation of masks because they have you put one of theirs on every time you walk in. So we just don't need to have all of these anymore. Not this many. I'm very anxious to see what it ends up with. I'm gonna have a lot of fun when I get into the clothes. I think that's gonna be a real fun experience to just start cutting everything up. And I'll take you guys along with that as well. I just want to do a few of these today and see what I come up with. Oh, this one had a liner in the middle. I don't really need that. But look, you get two nice, that's a lot of fabric right there if you're gonna make scrappy quilts. And I just love making scrappy quilts, so oh, that was a piece of just a scrap. Those ones were purchased. Let's go with these ones. You see when they got, after you wash and dry them, they're all shriveled up here. And linty too. That's all right, because that'll all come out. I'll cut that seam off. I'm gonna use the ruler. It's getting a little close to my fingers here. Kind of like my fingers. That's all lint from the dryer. Yeah, this one I probably could have just cut, but it's where it's all wrinkled, I will just do it this way. I am going to cut all the seams out just because I'm sure I won't want that in the quilt. I'll just going to start with fresh flat pieces. This was definitely a bought one. This was the college that the kids went to. I made a ton of masks. I gave a lot away, and I kept a lot as well. I think I was making them before, the minute I saw that there was something happening over in China, well before we were really paying any attention to it, I decided I would start making masks because I thought that it might be coming. And it did. Okay. I think I'm going to keep these. I like these ones here. I'm going to keep these. Okay. Set those aside. Here's another one. When I was making the masks, I can remember I had ordered so much elastic. And I did share that elastic too. I had a friend that was also making them and she couldn't get any, and I had quite a lot, so I was sharing that. And we were making masks for lots of people. All right. Let's just get rid of this little pile. I'm gonna put this right, I have a little bag over here, a little pillowcase with my scraps. All right, and now let's just press some of these and see how much we've gotten out of that, just that little basket. I use steam when I press. I think my iron is just something doesn't seem quite right with it lately. It doesn't seem that it's putting out enough steam. I have another iron, I'm just gonna have to get that out. I really do. I'm pretty frugal, and I just love using stuff that I have. Don't get me wrong, I shop a lot and I buy a lot of stuff, but I do try to make things with what I have. So what I'm gonna start doing when I'm making all of these, the new way I wanna start doing things for a while is using up everything I have. I definitely want to start using up my old blankets. all the kids' old thin blankets I want to use those for my batten. I have rolls, those big rolls of batten, but I just want to use this stuff up. I'm trying to like get rid of stuff, you know? I just get so much stuff. I don't want my sewing room so full. I love making scrappy quilts, so this really should be really fun. And I don't mind mixing fabric. I've got cotton, and then I've got the stretchy here. It's gonna be fine for me to mix them up. I've got some flannel here. It'll be just a mixture. When you're putting quilts together, my scrappy quilts won't bother me at all. And what I'll do every time I'm cutting fabric, because clearly this won't be enough to make a quilt or anything, I'm just going to keep cutting up things. What I'll do with this is I'll just keep cutting up more and more masks, and then I'm just going to make piles. And when I have enough to start making anything with, I'll start visualizing what I want it to be and how I want to color coordinate it with all these little pieces. And I have, you know, bins and bins of scraps, and they're all color coordinated. I'm gonna try not to jump into them too much until I use up all of the clothes I have. So look at this. This is just that one little tiny basket. I mean, let's just lay some of this out and just get a visual here. And I decided I'm going to keep these 3. So we'll set those aside as well. That is a lot. You know, a lot of people just throw this away. That's a lot of scraps. Now this reminds me of the scrap bags. And I showed you that, I think, on one of the videos recently where I had my first scrap bag I found when I was on my little vacation to Tennessee. I had stopped at a quilt store, and I bought 2 scrap bags, and that was a lot of fun because I love working with scraps. So just look, that's a lot of scraps right here. All right. Good. I think that was a lot of fun. I'm going to just keep collecting this, and sometime I'll come back and I'll just show you what I do with it all. And probably the next video is going to be just about starting to work on breaking down some old clothes and getting ready to do some quilts with that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you next time, and remember to keep it simple. Have a good day. Bye. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.